Well, one of my favorites was Barbara Stanwyck, I know.
Each movie had a page, right? You devote a whole page to
Well, I
that
had a whole
movie?
page, and whenever I get a picture or something, I would put it in there.
Oh, I see.
It was kind of a
Pictures.
scrapbook-like.
Yeah, okay.
Not like a scrapbook like they have anymore, but one of I'm make it made up.
When did you have your first date?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing? You getting that down,
Yeah.
Louise?
I'm documenting.
Gosh, I don't know.
Did you have a first date like in high school, you think?
Walt Merkel was one of my
Boyfriend?
favorites. He played basketball. We would go to the.
He played basketball. What position?
Well, he was on the second team. He wasn't on the
Oh,
first
B
team.
team.
Well, that doesn't count if he's on the second team.
He would play on
He
the
played
second.
basketball. What year? When was that? Like junior or
It
senior?
was high school, I guess.
Did you go to the prom with him?
No, I get to think. I got to thinking about that here a while back. The prom.
Oh, is she?
I don't know who I went with. Maybe I didn't go,
No, I doubt that you didn't go to the prom.
but I don't know. I was
yeah,
dating
Dot, you
Walt
did.
Merkel, but probably him.
As many guys as you know, they're,
Well, I didn't date that.
well,
much
World War
or
II, you
anything.
and Marge were always going over to the military base and going out with guys you didn't even know.
Oh, that was
I can't-
later. We were out of school then.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I think I
but
did.
Still.
I guess it was. I'm sure. But you'd think
Dot
I'd
was
know.
hot to
Remember
trot.
that though. What? She say?
He says Dot was hot to trot.
I don't think he was a very good dancer though, Walt Merkel. But I'm sure
Did
I
you
went
like
to a
dancing?
prom.
Did you enjoy
He
dancing?
really liked
Well,
him.
I got
though.
a
Yeah,
on the laptop.
we went to a lot of the
How
school
come
dances.
you guys broke up?
I don't know. I just
Let me do the
wonder
short. Okay,
why
you
we
turn on the
did.
printer.
He was really a nice
Did he become
guy.
a high school principal?
Huh?
Is he the one that
No,
became?
that was Harold Buck.
It's on Jesse.
Just let me.
Did you date him too?
Yeah.
Harold Buck.
Do you remember Helen, his sister, Helen
Could
Lambert?
have been
They
Dot
lived-
Helen
Buck.
Lambert.
They lived. Oh, that was his sister.
He could have been Dot Buck.
She's getting these little in betweens over here.
She's the comedy relief.
Look at my
Livening it up.
So when did you get to meet Marge? What year did you and Marge? When did you become acquainted? Working? Were you working together?
The war was on.
Okay, so when the war,
Am I sitting like that?
we're talking World War II.
They were making
Thank you.
P-47 airplanes.
We can't really hear, Robert, this is very important, we're getting this information. Can we keep it down over there, please? We don't need
Jesse's
to
like-
be, see, we don't want to get the kids riled now. Okay, what kind of planes were we making?
P-47s.
Robert, this is very interesting information, P-47s. Okay, so what were you doing? That's what I want to know, what were you doing? Was this an airplane factory?
Mm-hmm. For
To go to
the
another page.
service, yeah,
She
for the.
writing this down too, Mandy, to
Army.
help. We could compare notes. So it was a plane factory, just
Yeah.
for this type of plane?
What type of plane would you say?
Well, you called it P-47. Was it only P-47s?
Yeah, that's what they made during
Just
the war.
at that
Jack
factory?
worked out there too at the plant. But that's where Marge and I met. I worked in the,
I'm gonna sit on my face.
well, it was kind of an office in the plant part, with parts. I think,
What did you do? Like, were you a secretary, like?
well, not
Secretarial
exactly
stuff?
there. I did for a little while work for a fella, I can't think of it, Tealman, Leonard Tealman. Oh my gosh. But,
I just said, oh my gosh.
but,
Did you like him?
Well, he was older. He was older. I don't know what his job was out there. But we worked in a parts where they had people in the factory would come there and, all right, want some parts, and we'd go get them. It was a big,
So people would come and say they need this part, and
Yeah,
your
for a
job,
plane or
what do you
something.
call that? Their job would be to,
Service department.
then I met.
like service department?
Huh?
Like the service department where you,
I don't know what you would call it. Parts. I'm not sure. What do you need all this for?
Huh?
What do you need all this for?
We're just curious. We want
Oh.
information written down. We've been talking about doing this every time we get together, and we just don't.
Oh,
So we're just asking
I
questions.
wasn't aware of that. Oh, my.
So you were servicing. That sounds funny.
Parts
Servicing,
department, whatever that would be. That's where Marge and I met.
but that's where you and Marge met. Okay.
I don't know, she was living with
So
a
people would come and say, "We need this part."
certain part, and we'd go get it, and sometimes it was there, and, you know, we
Would you
just.
take an order?
Yeah, I think so,
Oh,
something
oh,
like
they
that.
could order parts. Okay.
And then once in a while, I guess when they knew I took shorthand and that, I know,
They knew you had secretarial skills.
yeah, someone was on vacation, and they asked me to come up and work for this fellow. I don't know who that was. That was probably Leonard Tillman, I think. He was older and he was married, but Glendy Petty. Did she work out there at that time? I believe she was working out. Martha did too. Martha, that's what Jack meant, Martha.
Oh, Jack met Martha there?
Hmm.
So you switched to secretarial skills.
Well, I didn't switch. It was just once in a while when they needed somebody. Maybe someone was sick and they asked me to come go up and take some shorthand. Or I didn't like shorthand too much, but anyway.
So that was like when you were graduated, like 1920.
When
How long did you do that for?
Yeah, until the war was over.
Oh, you did? So
I worked out. I don't know it
was that
then.
19?
I went to
The war
George
was started when 19. Robert, when did World War II start?
41 or
39?
When did you graduate high school?
41.
So you probably didn't start working there till 41 or 42.
I guess it probably was. I graduated in 41.
You graduated in 1940.
I know I was working at Faultless Caster when I graduated from high school, because my typing teacher got me the job there.
What we may do
What
is
was
have
that?
to do it again.
That was clerical work, secretary, shorthand and typing for,
So
what was his name?
1941 you
I can't think of his
graduated
name.
high school, and then you got the job at the,
See it?
what was the factory called? Oh, it was
I think it's
just,
too big.
It was in the office there at Faultless
those are
Caster
big, so
when I
it's-
graduated from high school.
no, I mean, but the factory where they made the airplanes, what was it called? Just,
I
It was a
don't know.
plant, they called it a plant.
47,
Oh,
what
okay.
was that? I don't know if it,
so you did that for the rest of the war? And you
Yeah.
and Marge did that together?
yeah, we met out there.
Is that when Marge came to live with you?
At some time when we were working there, yeah, she lived. She didn't live with us as long as I thought. We were talking about that before she died, you know. But it was about around 6 months maybe that she lived with us, because she really.
So when you look back on everybody, do you consider Marge your best friend?
Yeah, that was the beginning of a real good relationship. Yeah, with Marge. She even taught school. She didn't have a college education. In Wolf Creek, Kentucky, I guess it was.
During the war, you mean?
They needed, not during the war, I don't know when that was. That was before the war, I guess. They knew she had graduated from high school, but you remember her, don't you?
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
yeah.
Marge. But she.
She came to my wedding.
Huh?
She came to my wedding
Yes,
with you.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
she was tickled to death. You know what she said, when you was going to get married, I was telling her, she said, "Oh, do you think they would invite me?" She said, "I would just love to go." And I said, "Well, sure they would." And she just loved that.
Yeah.
She really did.
That was fun. Got their hair
That was
done.
fun.
Somebody
Well,
took
we
them,
all-
they couldn't speak any Spanish at all. They both went and got their hair done one day. Remember that? I don't even know who took them to get their hair done. I don't think Mandy's good.
Kelly and Andrea.
But none of them had a card.
One of the girls went with us in the cab to get there, because she could
Maybe
speak
Jamie.
Spanish.
I bet it was Andre.
Jamie.
Andre.
I'm gonna use
How do you
this
say her
By
name?
so we don't
Jamie. I think Jamie
Waste so
did it.
much paper.
Oh, yeah?
I
Okay.
can't think what her name was, but But, oh
No,
yeah,
I
no.
remember Jamie commenting about how funny it was.
Oh,
So it was.
well, Marge was at Mandy's shower we had, like a bridal shower.
Oh yeah.
Marge
Yeah, I remember.
had some lines that just cracked everybody.
Her wit,
Both,
her
right?
wit was, she had dry wit,
Yes.
which really, I can just see her now talking about something, and really that's how she felt. It was just dry wit though, but it was so funny, so funny. I guess they call it
She
dry
had a way
wit.
She had a way with words. She'd get real tickled. Well, when you think back,
It's pushing in.
Is it?
what were your biggest enjoyments
Oh, it did go on the other side.
when
Oh,
you
yeah.
were
It's
in your teens and? I mean, were you like during the war? Were you scared? Was that a scary time? Did you think it was just frightening
Yeah,
that we were in a
Well,
world war?
yeah,
okay. I'll get a piece of.
You
There's some scissors right
remember,
there
like,
inside
when
this
you-
box here.
working, going out there.
Yeah.
How long did it last? I guess we worked
Were
there.
you ever afraid we weren't going to win the war?
I don't think that entered my
That didn't
mind.
enter your
I
mind?
don't believe it did, huh?
Oh,
And then,
stick it in. Oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of sharp.
Was it after that, after I worked there, that
Kitties.
your grandma and
Okay, you
me
got scissors.
took
Scissors in
a
my hand.
train ride? We got passes, Dad working at the railroad.
Don't do another one.
Because Jack was stationed out in Del Monte, California.
Delmont?
Huh?
Delmont?
Del Monte? I think that's what you call it.
Is there a Del Monte, California?
Yeah.
It's
that's what
close
they made
to,
Stop.
Jess.
oh, I can't think. Jack was stationed there for a while.
We
And
got a
Mother
picture
and I
of
took a,
you guys.
that's when I quit.
So what did
quit,
your father do? He was the conductor on the railroad or no?
My dad?
Your dad.
No, he was a baggage agent for the L&N Railroad.
That I
For
think-
a long time or just a
Oh,
short?
yeah.
A
Well, he-
baggage,
he-
what?
Baggage agent. I think
Agent.
that was what his title was.
Baggage.
He worked, his job, he used to ride a bicycle to work.
Oh, did
He
he?
didn't have a car then, and he worked in the yards, I guess they called it. And then he got promoted, I guess you'd say, to the station downtown. And that was called
What,
baggage
what,
agent.
rail, L&M?
L&N, Louisville, Nashville.
She got,
Oh.
she got locked.
Yeah, she got
L&N, and
L&N.
that stands for Louisville,
so I don't know how she did.
Louisville, Nashville?
Yeah, we just always said L&N, L&N.
Hey, and that game Monopoly, isn't one of the railroads called the
Yeah, there is a,
Station.
L&M or something like that? No?
I don't remember. Probably just.
There's 4 railroads.
Yeah,
right?
there are.
The Reading Rail, right?
Are you talking about Monopoly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game. I thought there was an L and something. No. Mandy, jump right in with your questions. Feel free to just,
Jump in there.
anything you're curious about. So who was your,
I'm probably gonna, when I get home, I'm probably
The what?
it's gonna be a good one.
so during the war, were you
Well,
dating a lot?
sometimes it just continues.
You guys were close to one of the big
I hope
military bases, weren't you?
One time, Marge was in an apartment with another girl,
cut off the edges.
and there were 2 boys. I don't know where we met them,
Can you take the necklace off? And
but
Sure.
I said,
we invited them for supper at Marge's place, and I think we had pork chops. I remember. I can't believe we did that.
What?
Just meeting them and not knowing them very well.
Having them over and you fixed
Yeah,
pork chops?
Were
they nice?
Yeah, I don't even remember who they were at all. But, well, see, Camp Breckenridge was real close there.
Camp
And on
Becken, that's
and
the
on
one I wanted to
weekends,
remember.
they'd have a busload of GIs coming to Evansville because it was a bigger city,
Okay.
and that's where we
Where was Camp Breckenridge? Beck or Brecken?
Breckenridge,
Colorado.
Kentucky.
Where? Kentucky.
yeah, but they used to name the camps different names. Like
Well, the camp was Camp Breckenridge.
Camp Breckenridge, yeah.
Oh, it is Breckenridge.
And that was in Kentucky, but it was like just right across the border from Indiana.
Yeah,
So it didn't-
they would come on buses
Oh, they'd come on
to
buses?
to Evansville,
Because was
like for a
Evansville like a
weekend.
bigger
There's-
town?
Yeah, up around the Greyhound.
And would you and Marge be there at the depot?
Well, I don't know just how we met there.
It'd be in the baggage.
Did you and Marge, were you and Marge standing there with a sign that says free meal for anybody that wants to come home with us?
But we, oh, she should be here. Oh my God,
She's laughing.
She would tell some stories, I tell you. But I don't know. I think
Almost to see.
this Johnny that she ended up with, this Annabelle Rainey was her name. I'm surprised I remembered her name. She was a real cute little girl, kind of small, and she was with Johnny at first. They'd be
Kuskovich.
downtown the bus station.
Johnny Kuskovich.
Yeah, Greyhound.
But you're the one that took a train to go visit him. That's what I don't understand. All by yourself.
Well,
Just hear about that.
I think he, like, when he came after the war, Marge had married, and I told her, I said, well, you didn't do him right. He really liked Marge. He really did, yeah.
So,
He would send her chewing gum. I said, well, you're supposed to be sending him something. And he would have little pieces of chewing gum in a letter that when he wrote her. Oh,
That's fine.
golly.
oh my. When did you meet Dad?
She doesn't, those were
Well,
my
at
questions
school
and she
together.
didn't remember much.
I really haven't heard you ask one question so far.
Oh no, we've talked about this.
Oh, okay.
Well, we knew each other in high school.
Oh,
We never did date,
oh.
though.
Well, he was a couple years
He
old.
was quite attached to a gal, Pauline Dockery, I think.
And what happened there?
Well, I don't know what the war. I think I don't know if he ever.
Did you get it?
I still wasn't.
I was in. She was in my.
So you
homeroom.
didn't know him when he was in the war. You two got together after he got out of the war.
Yeah. I was up at. I was real good friends with Rosie
Manchette.
Carrie Bacon, yeah, and we played clabber quite a bit together, and that's.
I
And
think I
then
got that over here. Clabber, and it's a Southern Indiana game only, and nobody else in the
Vander
country
County, yeah, I don't
knows
think so.
about Clabber, do they?
No.
You can find
See, I
it.
can
If
get
you look
them
it up though
here.
online, they'll tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's recognized as a game that people like to play, but it's only in Southern Indiana.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
a little bit of Kentucky. I don't know.
I can remember one time we were
So
up
is that how you met him, playing Clabber?
well, I
up
met
at
him in
Rosie's?
school. I knew him from school.
Well, I know, but
But we never did date or anything.
He was older, right?
He was with his.
how much older was he than you? 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, like two years, I guess, older than me. He laid out. I don't know whether it was a whole year or half a year. He was kind of
Got it.
small. He wanted to play football,
That's right.
and thought maybe that would help. Build up
So
his
you mean
muscles.
he could
or
play football and not attend school?
Top part.
Huh?
He could play football but not attend school for like a semester. or so.
Well, he dropped out. Yeah,
He dropped out of high school,
at least a half.
and they let him play football.
Yeah.
Today that wouldn't happen. You couldn't do
No,
that
it
today.
wouldn't.
Well, you'd be surprised.
What'd she
What they
say?
try to get away with.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's kind of interesting. You'd think you'd have to be going to the school to play sports there.
Only get it there.
Maybe
Bottom of it.
Wayne
that's gonna be
Sandifer.
the
He
hard
was
part.
our school, one of our school, what do you call it, advisors through senior year, and he was out. He was called to duty. He had to leave school for a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of-
Did
didn't
you,
realize that.
Did you get pretty good grades in school?
At
Yeah.
least we got me.
Yeah, I
Not you,
did.
they were good.
My typing and shorthand
We're
teacher,
trying to get
before
me
school was out
written
even,
in.
she sent
I
me
got
to
me in, but
Faultless Caster just to work some.
Oh, so she got you a job like after?
Yeah, she got me a job then afterwards, but I went.
You were one of the
so.
more promising shorthand typing
The sound.
people.
Yeah.
Do you know